Hey, do we have audio now? Look at that. Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Okay, I think I need to start over. So, y'all have been looking at me talking and not hearing anything the whole time. I don't know, maybe if you can read lips, you could understand. But essentially, we were just going back over what we've done so far. So should we introduce ourselves again?
Let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah, let's start with that. Hi, I'm Maurika Smotherman. I am a graduate extension assistant in the Digital Media Lab, also a graduate student in the CRDM program. Just finished with my coursework, so very happy. This is the final live stream for Recreating Movie Shots with Colin Keenan, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Colin Keenan. I was just on camera. I'm not on camera anymore.
Oh, you're not?
I'm going to be hanging out in the background, you know, making quips, maybe messing with audio every now and then. We're going to finish up our recreation of one of our favorite scenes from Kill Bill. I believe this is from the first film, right?
Yes.
And we've shot some video over the course of the semester. We've been making some masks in Adobe Premiere. We've been doing a bunch of color grading, we used Blender to 3D animate one shot. And today it's going to all come together. We're going to end up with an awesome short video that's a recreation of one of our favorite Quentin Tarantino shots. And Maurika's really going to be leading the way. So she has timeline pulled up right now in Adobe Premiere. I'll let her talk you through that.
Okay, so I'm camera 2. I don't know why I thought I was 1. So here we are, we're in Adobe After Effects. The last thing you saw me attempting to do was masking Colin out from the background in this scene that we shot upstairs in the library, actually in front of a window. So this is all for the scene that shows the bride, played by Uma Thurman, flying in the plane to Tokyo with the sword in the shot, which now we don't have the sword because I masked it out, but I can bring something back in. I'll fix that in a second. So I think I'm still starting from the point that I stopped at. I've frozen my roto brush and refine edge settings, and that way nothing will be affected as I'm bringing in other assets. I this morning imported, or actually this afternoon, imported this image of a like window seat in a plane. I'm gonna see how this looks. It has some of the same like kind of lighting as we saw in the original scene, which if you haven't seen that, then go back and look at the previous 2 videos so that you can, or previous 2 live streams, so that you can see that what the original video looks like, but I'll play it again before we show our final video. So here we are. We have Colin now sitting on a plane. Colin, aka our bride. Let me make sure that this part of the window is looking a little bit weird to me. I don't know if that's the original image or if there is some.
What's that rainbow of color we're seeing on the leftist side of the screen? What does that communicate to us?
This is about color. Color grading of the scene. You're putting me on the spot too.
Oh, sorry. I've always seen people tinkering around who are better video editors than me and photo editors, and they have a chart like that up, and I never really know what to make of it.
Yeah, I can't say that I necessarily know what to make of it either. I know how to use the Lumetri scopes. I've done it before, like putting in different LUTs and seeing what different color grade settings look like. I actually don't know if I actually like color graded any of this footage of Colin sitting in the window seat. That's what we're gonna call it for right now. Let's see if I double click in here. I know that this is about color. I know that this is about like what the colors look like. I don't want to mess with anything right now because I don't know, could ruin us. But if you wanted to use this panel to kind of like check out what's going on with everything, you can. There are also these effects and presets over here in this other panel where you can like choose from the stuff that they already have in Adobe After Effects or Adobe Premiere. I think I did do the color grading in the Adobe Premiere Pro version of this, but not here. But I'm gonna end up replacing that footage anyway. But let's just say that I wanted to do something. I don't know, like if I wanted to try one of these settings or presets. I don't want anything black and white. I don't know, maybe I want color balance. So all I did was take this, drop it over here, and now I have the ability to control those effects. So you can see the red balance is going up. Oh, I can actually see it here on the screen too. That's cool. Now I'm glad you asked me about that because I'm learning something. So
I learned the word lumetri.
Whatever that means. I don't know.
No, it's totally what they call that tool. Yeah, I Googled it.
Oh, okay. Well, what does Google say?
Google, essentially, your description is totally right. That it's just a way of visualizing like your hero shots color palette so that you can mirror that in other shots. And it's just a way of representing that data of what colors are present.
Cool. Wow. I'm shocked that I was on the right path at least. So yeah, as I'm like messing around with these settings, I can see things changing. In that scene, the original scene, Uma Thurman's character is actually, for one, the camera is very close up on her, and for two, the character has a very dark shadow on their profile, so you really can't even see the face. But I do think that I need to move like the positioning of Colin around a little bit to play around with this. Also, still not sure about this part of the image, but I'm just gonna assume that's a part of it. I'll also try to fix that. Maybe we can move the positioning and that'll like make it make sense. So Uma Thurman's character was a little bit more to the back. Yeah, that actually eliminates our problem because now we can't even see that anymore. The camera was also a little bit closer in. So if we make, I do still want this to look a little bit realistic. So let's try that. Another thing that I'm gonna do is in this image of the window seat, I wanna make the sky look red like it looks in the scene that you see before this where the plane is flying. So I'm actually gonna go to this, which is a picture, mind you. This is not even video footage. I think it'll be fine for what we're trying to do, but I wanna mask out this window so that I can put a different background there. So I'm gonna try to zoom in here. I already know that Colin is blocking this window, so that's not necessarily a concern, but this other window.
Are you gonna put a video behind the window?
Yeah, I found a few images of like red clouds, so I'm gonna see if maybe that looks right somehow.
Oh yeah, I forgot because it's super red in the other shot. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't make sense if this is like
Blue.
Just a blue sky. So I'm trying my best to draw around this. Okay, that did something, but I'm still gonna have to refine my edges. You could also use your shape tool to create a mask. You don't have to use this tool that I'm using, but and actually it might be better if I do it that way now that I'm thinking.
Well, like just an oval shape and then.
Yeah. So if I go up into my tools and I choose the ellipse tool, the only thing is there's this part. But
Yeah, that could be another ellipse though.
oh, you're right. I could make two. So let's see if I, ooh, I can't see. I'm just gonna make a circle and then I'll fix it. Okay. want this to be super warped, but I do need it to be the right size. I'm pretty sure there's also a way to like
To get other vertices.
yeah.
I think it's a right click maybe?
Maybe I might need the pen tool too. Mask and shape path. Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
Yeah, it's add vertex tool.
Okay. Not set first vertex. Is it over here?
There used to be, and this is from years ago, if you used one of the preset shapes, you couldn't add vertices to it. People got really mad about that for a long time. They have to have fixed that by now. So, oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. So I went up in the pen tool, and they have the add vertex tool. You can also delete vertices, or you can convert your vertices. I also could have used the pen tool to create my shape in the first place, which might have eliminated the need for like doing two. Now that I'm thinking about it. So let me see if I can do that.
It's funny, now that we've seen an ellipse versus that window, I realize that window is not an ellipse at all. It's
yeah,
like, it's just a rounded square, actually, or a rounded, like, parallelogram.
So let me see if I can add some, I see nothing happening. Am I not on my layer? Is anything happening? I see nothing. View anchor point path. Still nothing. Okay, let's just go back to the shape thing, and I'll continue to add vertices that way. That's fine. When you're working with paths, I do think that it helps to have control over how many vertices you have. Otherwise, it's very hard to like move those around, as you can see. Clearly need to add more. I should just add as many as I can.
Yeah, and a lot of the concepts of these shape tools will look very reminiscent to what the interfaces we were seeing with 3D modeling in Blender, since they deal with vertices and paths quite a bit as well.
Since I can delete vertices too, maybe I can try to do that to make that more flat. Probably could have kept that one. Okay. What's tricky about this window is the fact that it's kind of like it's an odd shape. So it's not going to be the easiest to get this. I also need to move this so that I can see where it is better.
Yeah, it's also easy to forget that because of forced perspective, from our perspective, it doesn't have a vertical line of symmetry, right?
Oh, you're right.
Slightly tipped.
Yeah, it just looks, am I on the right camera? Yeah, I'm too. It just looks a tad bit, not exactly the way I want it to look, but we will try to fix that. Okay. Let me go back to my composition. Don't want to mess with that. Okay, so now you're seeing how me adding more vertices did not help because the way that I'm trying to
Too
like
much
edit
control.
this is not working. I don't want to move it like that. I really want to be able to see. I don't want this black background, and I think that's something that I did over here. What did I do? So I definitely put some sort of setting over here that's like making this black. I want to view masks, but I don't want to view my mask like that.
Could you select all the points by doing like a box selection and then make it large enough that it's bigger than the whole window, and then you're moving in versus moving out?
Let's see.
Like there might be a scale function or something.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for over here, and I don't see it. Totally in the wrong place. Not effects. Oh, transform. Here we go.
Yeah, if you did like a 2x scale transform or something.
The only thing is nothing's happening here. Am I actually moving anything? That is so confusing. Okay, I'm definitely on my right layer. At this point, I'm just clicking things to see what works. Trying to figure out why this won't let me. Okay, you know what? Let's go back to my composition. Let's get rid of my mask and start over. So I actually might even want to move this over a little bit and then zoom out a tad. Does that look realistic to you, as if you're actually sitting on a plane?
Scale's a little off. I would go in the other right there, maybe. Yeah, right in that ballpark felt right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, taking away the view of my back helps sell the illusion a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try to fix that somehow.
Do you want to let it play just so we can see how much I drift across the shot?
Okay, so you definitely do move. Ooh, and my rotobrush. Okay, so we're seeing that Colin is moving down significantly. Might have to. So one way that I'm gonna try to address that is maybe if I bring the picture like up a tad bit.
So now that you've used the automatic rotoscoping in Runway, does this feel archaic?
In a way. I think so. I think that just the process of having to like manually do all of this. And we're talking about Runway, which is one of the AI, is it an image generator? Let me go to Colin.
It's generally a video editor, I guess. It has lots of other AI enhancements, but it's like AI assisted video editing or something. Maybe it's broad description.
Yeah, I used it to remove a background from another video that I was doing, and it literally just like, for one, did it very fast, and also did all of the hard work for me. But there were still some things that I would have to clean up. But what I like about Runway is the fact that you can do all of that in the editor, but it's not as powerful as like After Effects or Premiere, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally. No, there's all sorts of stuff. It feels like it is a tool that can send stuff back into Premiere or After Effects, but it does not have the full set of, like, even the color correction, which is something they claim to address. They're nowhere near what the Adobe products can do, I don't think.
Yeah, I think having the ability to like manually control all of these settings is really helpful. Especially if you know how to control all of it. Like, I wish that I did. But yeah, using Runway is interesting. I think I would recommend using it in combination with another video editor, not just using it like all on it, exclusively using Runway to edit your video. So yeah, Colin is moving down in this video, and I don't think me moving a photo is gonna help with that, just because it's still gonna look a little bit weird. But maybe if I try to move Colin down already, that might help. So I'm gonna bring you down, and then bring the image. Let's see what that looks like. It's a little bit still better. No, it looks like you're going downstairs at the beginning of this.
Well, can you do that as a keyframing? The two layers against each other? Just find like 4 keyframe points where it looks kind of reasonable and we won't notice that they're moving.
Let's see, let me play this again.
Because a little bit of window height versus eyeball height is like to be expected of being in a moving vehicle, right? So it will look kind of natural if it's close.
So we see him start to move down here. I think that if I go back to my image and I'm gonna add a keyframe there, but I also want it to move down a tad bit here. Okay, so this is the point where you're at your lowest, I think. Maybe, let's see how that looks. It doesn't look as natural just because it's a photo instead of a.
Oh, so there's like no moving light or anything like that.
Yeah, it just looks kind of like, and then it kind of moved. Now this is making me feel like I need video of a plain Windows seat, which might be harder to get. I like Pexels because you can preview stuff before downloading it, so I don't waste my time. Looks like they have a lot of people on planes. The problem is I need the window without a person in it.
And needing 2 windows, practically like a seat length, kind of limits your options a bit too, right?
Yeah. Like that one could potentially work, but there aren't 2 windows. I feel like I could maybe like duplicate it, but that might look weird because there's a plane, the wing of the plane is like right here. And if I duplicate that, that won't look real. See, this is where I feel like an AI video generator could help. Like if I had a window seat view from a plane, but no person in it. Like all I need are 2 windows. Yeah, it's looking like most of these are just people's views from the window. Probably gonna have to stick with this picture, but maybe if I start the footage later, because in this scene, I mean, it does need to be like the same length, but I think that we could start it from like here. Because we really just need that turn. So let's try that. Okay, yeah, that might work. Still gonna have to bring my picture down. If y'all can't tell, the hardest thing about live streaming is remembering to talk to you. So I always have to remind myself, like, talk through the process. But okay, I need your help again to tell me, when should I
think it's on the other end of the spectrum, where the window is bigger. No, other way. Yeah, this feels like the ballpark to me, and here somewhere like.
Okay.
And that little bit of window poking out behind me actually sells the illusion a bit. And if we're going quick and dirty, which we're kind of doing on lots of parts of this process, like I think we get over the fact that it's a still image and we come back to it if we have time to punch it up or something.
We'll
you know,
see.
like. The thing that really scares me is there's a moment where the mask around Uma like really breaks for a moment, and you get like right by my chest, you get like this large like extra piece of geometry right there.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah, that's really immersion breaking because of how differently lit it is. I would also maybe just color grade me to go deep red.
All the way.
Yeah, treat the stock image as the hero and color grade to match that. Oh, it's my reflection in the window is what it's catching.
Oh, that's why.
It's like my blue shirt or something in the window changes the color of part of the window slightly. Yeah.
See, and I've already frozen my roto brush. I'm definitely gonna have to undo that. I wish there was a way to like just cut out this one part at this one time.
There's not a brush for that in the roto panel or anything?
Yeah, they have the refine edge tool. I just don't know if it's gonna
just do it for that frame or something.
I forgot I have to unfreeze this. Okay. And what's interesting is like here, I don't even see it happening. I mean, yes, there's still like a bunch of light peeking through, but
Oh, that seemed to help a lot. Was that just like a keyframe of edge alteration or something?
I don't know. Because if I go back to the composition, do we still see that part? It's
I don't know.
kinda,
That's
like,
way
right
better, I
there.
think. I think that when you unfroze it and did the edge alteration, it seemed pretty responsive.
Okay, well, let's color grade you to make you more red.
I feel like the bad green screen or bad masking meme style has really emerged in the last couple of years. I think like the most famous example is like the Joe Biden and Skyrim memes, where it's just like video of like people, but against like entirely virtual like lo-fi video game backgrounds or whatever, to where it's
Yeah.
not supposed to look photorealistic.
I think lo-fi everything is, I don't know, it's interesting how like you even see trends with video editing, or like lack of video editing. I don't know. Trying to think of TikTok videos that I've seen.
Yes.
I personally feel like the quality of TikTok videos is increasing. Like I see a lot of people doing that trend of like, I'm in a Wes Anderson film. And then also like really cool transitions on TikTok.
Which that's a big color grading thing, right? The Wes Anderson meme is essentially a color grading trick.
Yeah, definitely. You have to make it look like you're in a Wes Anderson film. It's kind of what, I mean, in a way, what we're attempting to do here. I'm certainly not as good of an editor as anybody who was working on a Quentin Tarantino film, but like recreating the same aura of a very popular like film editing style seems to be a trend these days.
Wes Anderson would be a good, for the fall series of this, a Wes Anderson shot would be good.
I could see that.
I think get in line behind the Jordan Peele shot, because they both have like a really distinct look, right?
Definitely. Nope was, I don't know, I think just across like Nope, Us, and Get Out, now that I'm saying all of those titles, it's like, do they have some type of link? I don't know.
Yeah, it was his the movie he co-produced with Denzel was maybe a one-word title as well or something.
Movie, what?
I gotta look up what that
you
was
have
called.
to tell me now.
That came and went for me. I didn't actually see that movie. Oh, it is Us. Sorry, that is.
Oh, it
I
is?
was yeah.
I didn't know that. Did Denzel Washington actually produce that film? Because now I'm interested in this.
Now I'm wondering if. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm totally wrong. It's that they had movies out at the same time that I was conflating.
Oh, okay.
That they were involved in each of
Because I
them.
know Jordan Peele produced Candyman, if I'm not mistaken.
I did
the
not know
remake
that.
of Candyman. And a lot of people were thinking that he actually directed that, but he had just, I think he was an executive producer, if I'm not mistaken. And I can't remember now who the director was, but it's someone popular, if I'm not mistaken. If you know, put it in the chat. That made Colin super red now. Blending into the background.
I need to watch Nope again this summer.
Yeah, I definitely want to rewatch some of those films. I also have you seen Swarm
No.
on Amazon Prime?
Nope.
It was a lot, but very interesting. I know Malia Obama wrote one of the episodes, which is interesting to see.
Oh wow, this just came out, huh?
Swarm.
Yeah, this just
Yeah,
came out
it came out, I think,
what, like a
this
month ago?
month? Yeah, or like last month.
Okay.
Interesting story about, I mean, it's clearly like a parody of super fans of like any star, but particularly Beyonce.
Yeah, it's a really interesting. Oh, it is. Okay, so it is serialized. Okay, it's 7 episodes.
It's a very quick watch. Like, I think the episodes were no more than like 20 something minutes each. So you could binge that. Yeah, I was going really hard with the reds, but I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit tame with that.
I think that looks really good. I put my head down and read about Swarm for a minute, so I just looked up and it looks very different. But it just, yeah, just the amount of red that gets the stark blue out of there seems to do enough.
Yeah. Also need to bring this back down a tad. I don't know why it still looks kind of weird. Okay, let's go back to the red skies that we want to have in the background. If I can actually finish that, then we can move forward with this. So I was trying to use the ellipse tool, also tried to use the pen tool. It's also interesting working with a picture in here instead of video footage.
It's weird that it's constant, right? Like the colors, there's no change in them over the course of the, yeah.
It's like it's just gonna look like what it's gonna look like. I really want to use the pen tool because I feel like that'll be easier. Okay, finally. I feel like I used the pen tool in Adobe Premiere Pro in a previous installment of this. I want to say, was it the second one or the first one? No, I can't remember.
Yeah, what shot was it? Was it the envelope shot?
Dang.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, that actually
that was dead on.
looks exactly like what I wanted it to look like. Wow.
And that interface that you just saw Maurika use is nearly identical. It's the knife tool in Blender, which is really powerful for doing similar stuff, but 3D. So if you have like an image that you need to turn into like a 3D kind of like, or 2.5D like billboard item, so like buildings this often happens with, you can use knife tool to do exactly that same interface and pop like a slice of the image out so it becomes an item in the 3D space. Very, very powerful. There are lots of like Blender users who functionally just use that tool.
I love all of the connections between Blender, the Adobe apps, AI apps. Like, I feel like there's a lot to unpack there or to even like explore.
Yep, design precedents, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and Blender is kind of stuck classically, and this is often true of open source tools. Because you know, of the nature of dissemination of open source tools, they are really incentivized to copy interfaces from other popular applications and development suites. For a long time, you would see Blender borrowing heavily from like photo editing apps. And now over time they have borrowed heavily from other game engines, but then there's like an interesting phenomenon where that can lead to a crowding of lots of layers of bad UI or good UI that when taken at their confluence turn into kind of bad and unintuitive UI, and then there's like often a point where you have to like revisit and strip it back down to bare bones in order to make something that's more cogent. So that's the big jump that happened with Blender in 2.83, I think is the version that's often pointed to as like the big UI overhaul. But I don't know. If you're making stuff, I think this will happen with AI right now where they're just all throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. there's probably going to be a big moment where a lot of these applications strip back all of their ripped off UIs and do something more comprehensive. And that process makes you feel extremely old.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely feeling old, even talking about any of this. So I found an asset. I found a red sky that we're going to try to use. This all looks a mess right now, but let's reorganize and get stuff right. So we have our mask, but we clearly don't want to see that.
Whoa.
So I inverted it. Oh wow, this actually, why does it look like it's actually right? Like where it's supposed to be.
So we're taking advantage of a perspective trick. Like, so that sun will be able to move very little over the course of this shot. And because we're so far away from the horizon, it will actually track logically. So you could probably move it like, ooh,
Oh,
that's pretty cool that works. I like that shot better than doing direct recreation. Like, that's a really wacky shot. Like, watch it. I don't know. I like that a lot.
How are you getting the effect of it falling? Is it a video?
That's a video.
Oh,
I did not do
okay.
that. That's literally from Pexels. Thank you to, who did I download this from? Whoever recorded this sunsetting. Very cool video.
If you animate the video to keyframe just slightly across the screen to where it moves like left to right or something, it'll give the perspective that the plane is also moving as the sun falls, I think.
Ooh, okay, so.
That's where I thought your head was going, that you were gonna really drastically like reel it behind the window or something, but this will work better.
Head is going, I don't even know. So you said from left
Exactly
to
what
right.
you're doing right now, yep. Where if you just move it slightly, because like the plane can't really move far enough to get out of view of the horizon, right? Like you're so far away from it.
I don't think I need to do this as tediously as I am.
No, I think like you can, if you get close, it'll all kind of look the same. Like even that much movement will look good.
I have to definitely ease these in. And how fast is this happening? Ooh.
You probably wanted to happen over the entire course of the shot, right? Like kind of linearly.
Yeah, right now it's like a bit fast.
That's probably already too much movement.
Thinking that here is maybe where it should be like. Where am I at my video?
It is crazy how much the lighting, the animation of the sun moving, like makes it that it's actually really wrong that the light doesn't move on the seat in front of me at all, right? But it doesn't bother you, like, because it's just at sunset you're washing everything with such similar light. It's a really interesting light study. I think that looks great, honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna ease both of these in still. Using my keyframe assistant.
Something you need to understand about me as an animator is if I can keyframe something, I'm gonna keyframe it. Like,
make that a TikTok sound, please.
like.
Okay, so one thing I am seeing is that this mask is like not perfect, because there definitely is still some like blue peeking out here. I think I can try to fix that quickly.
Can you do that with the transform?
Can I do that with the transform? That's a great question. Okay.
Like select all the vertices and then, oh man, this is actually something where I'm not sure how, if they know their center point, so what are they scaling verse? But like, assuming this is like a shape file or something, now all these vertices make up some sort of loop or shape file. You should be able to scale it by like 1 to 1.1 or something, and it would just keep its shape, but be like have larger surface area or volume or whatever.
Well, let's see if we can do that.
But if it's easier to just move the vertices, it's just about whatever's easier, you know?
Maybe if I like expand it a little bit. Oh, let me put it back on me. Okay, that did something, but it's still not like natural. It's like a tad bit better. But it does kind of look like it's just pasted on top though.
Whatever. I mean, we shot this in the stacks in 3 minutes. Like, there's a little bit of a lo-fi look at some level.
Like bring that down. I think that might be as good as we're gonna get. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's change the timing of these, because you end up dropping out here. One thing, interestingly, that I have not been able to figure out on Adobe After Effects. Oh, can I not? That's interesting, because this is a picture, so I wonder if I cannot change the timing of it, which would be weird. Can I make this shorter on this side? I guess it's just taking up as much of the time that I have on here. But, ooh, does this go on forever? Okay, it does end at a certain point. Yeah, we don't need you for that long. Okay. But we do need you at least until here. All right, let's look at this again. Wait, are these?
That's the shot, I think. Right? Like that's
It's
pretty
even
much
looks like there's
there.
something like, is that a C? I don't know.
Wait, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing like down here.
Oh, the little thing that goes in front of the
Yeah.
sun or something?
I don't know what that is.
The left?
but
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Interesting.
cut it a moment earlier. I forget what the original source shot length is, but
Also, see, we don't see the red sky back there.
it doesn't. It's not that jarring. I guess you could, if you wanted to do another mask and use a different part of the shot, like use the part that doesn't feature the sun. But I don't know. As I'm looking at the clock, I just want to get to a finished product. So like.
Okay, let's go ahead and. Is this all ending at the same time? No. Okay. Shots need to end here.
You could change the play rate of the a sampled sun video. You can make it play at 0.8 speed or something.
Oh, let's see.
My first impulse was to say you could loop it, and then I realized why that's a terrible idea.
How can I change the time?
Doesn't it have like the video, if you like double click the video in the hierarchy, I think it has like a play speed. This is where my lack of Premiere knowledge.
This is where my lack of like After Effects knowledge comes in. Maybe if I put this in Premiere Pro, I'll be able to. I mean, it's
Oh, sorry,
literally
yeah,
the
this is
same
After
thing.
Effects, right?
Transform from here. Yeah, I don't know how to find it here.
In the composition or layer panel, the spacing between graph editor dots in a motion path indicates speed. That's not quite what we're talking about, though, is it?
Oh, here? In my graph editor? I'm in the graph editor.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's one of these. Is there a transform? If you scroll down and transform on the left side of the screen, is one of these going to be speed? No.
No, they don't have that. I mean, I know that it's somewhere.
Yeah, like sometimes they'll refer to it as like frame rate, or like frame sample rate or something. It's in the layer menu, maybe? Time. A time stretch. But that's going to do it for the whole scene, isn't it? Not for the layer.
I don't know if I'm on this layer, will it only affect this layer?
I would hope. And that duration seems like the duration of the sampled video, not the full
Yeah.
time frame. So like, I don't know if you just put an 8 instead of a 6 or something, what happens?
From layer endpoints. Oh. Current? No, I don't want to do that. Let's see what happens. I do not know if I changed anything.
Yeah, that worked.
Oh, okay. And now I can definitely see that that's water. It looks like you're on a seaplane now. Like, does this need to be?
Yeah, I'm flying over the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Okay, so
That shot looks
rendering this
good.
out. We're ready to export.
It's crazy to me how much putting the sun outside the window really changes the illusion.
I just happened to be lucky enough to find something that worked. Thank you, Pexels. We appreciate you. Render settings, best settings. Yep, let's do that. Hope everything is in the right place. I'll save this in downloads. And then we're gonna bring this into Premiere Pro.
I didn't know Canva owns Pexels.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that either. Has that always been the case?
As of 2018.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because I do see a lot of the same photographs that I see on Pexels on Canva. So they're just drawing from the same database. Wow, okay.
Seems like a weird story, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's two brothers founded in 2014 as a CCO, Creative Commons, like media site. And then they sold in 2018 to Canva, and Canva kind of turned them into more of just a standard stock photography and stock footage repository.
Very interesting.
The brothers supposedly started the platform by just uploading 800 of their own photos in 2014.
Really?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's always tough to know what ownership of that kind of stuff looks like, I guess. But that's the claim. It's two German brothers who...
Two German brothers.
That's pretty. That's a quick exit for them to get out in 4 years.
Sell to somebody as big as Canva.
Yeah, I wonder how much they sold it for. That's what I want to know.
If you're interested in a topic, start a company. Sell it to Canva.
I'm gonna do that. The one thing that I do wish about more like stock photo websites or repositories is that they had more diverse representation, which is why I do like Pexels, because they have some, but I do think there could be like more. And I also think that's a matter of like the content being available and people being credited and all of that, but
Yeah, this is saying that the reason Pexels has an emphasis there is because they collaborate with another photo repository site called Nappy.
yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, because that one actually has like only images of Black people, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing is, there's not a lot on there. So like sometimes I'll do a search for like people at school or something, and it seems like all of it is the same content kind of recycled over and over. I just wish they had more assets on there. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, I wonder what the story with this company is, like who their founder is, because I don't think they're owned by Canva.
Oh, really? They're not?
I don't know. I have to dig around a little bit more here, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder who founded Nappy.
Because now I want to know. Okay, so I have my footage in here. At a certain point, it looks like my background drops out. And I think I'm going to just cut it there because, yeah, you disappear too.
Okay, this keeps getting more interesting the further I get on. The same person is the founder of several websites with ambitions that are very similar to the one with Nappy.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a serial entrepreneur. Boogie Brands is what the broad umbrella of his companies are called. His name is Jacques Bastian.
Jacques Boston.
Yeah, I think he's American. I don't know whereabouts he's from, but
that's interesting because
It's an
I
interesting
always thought I thought it was founded by a Black person.
it is. Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay. I don't know why I'm like thinking that name sounds Jacques Boston.
Yeah, he has a cool portfolio that I'm looking at right now.
Okay, well, kudos to you.
Yeah, so they have, under that brand umbrella, they have a marketing research and consulting company, website, static site builder company, a UX design studio, an influencer marketing agency, brand activation and photo booth company. Nappy is the stock photography company, and then an e-commerce content studio. So mostly content creation stuff. Yeah.
That's a lot, and that's actually like very helpful to know about because I did not know any of that.
Yeah. Oh, they're based in New York. Between Brooklyn and Albany. So very interesting. This is now that we've talked about this person this much, I'm gonna drop their link in this YouTube video so anybody else who's watching in the future can
check them out.
Check them out. Yeah, it's cool work.
Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do in here is add a title because I don't think we have that. I don't want this to say presents though. I want it to say one. I don't know why I wanted to write last ticket to Tokyo. That's not it. one ticket to Tokyo. Ooh, that's way too fast.
One.
I also don't know if we need a glow there. That's a bit much. I'm just using one of the pre-made Essential Graphics text templates, but I don't really like that one. I'm gonna find one that's simpler. Yeah, let's just do this. Your title here. I cannot spell today. We also don't need this to be that long. It would be cool to put like captions or something on here, but we're not gonna do all that because we ain't got the time. Okay. Oh, that way I don't even see my title at all.
You want to swap the camera back over to you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 4 Collins on the screen at once is too
See,
much.
this is exactly why, that's why I'm the worst at like controlling this, honestly.
That's my limit, is when I'm on screen 4 times.
I don't need it to be this long. I don't. Can't take up the whole entire video. It is so much easier for me to work in any of these apps on my own computer. Like, I'm so used to my Mac. This is not a plug for Mac either, by the way. It's just what I have.
Yeah, if you give me a Mac, it's a great way to convince someone I've never used a computer before.
Really?
Yeah, I lock up. I'm probably around your, average personal computer user if you give me a Mac, but it takes me a really long time to navigate around because I'm such a Windows boy.
Yeah, I used to be a Windows person, like, for years. In undergrad, I only had a Windows computer, and I feel like all the computers at my undergraduate institution were Windows. But once I got to graduate school, it became all about Apple products for some reason. Like, what's that about? Does anybody know? Did Apple do something that caused all of us to think we had to only use them?
The person I do the majority of my video editing with is slowly coming back to the Windows side.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Was there a reason to
wanting to use a bunch of small distribution, free to use and open source tools that Windows builds were a higher priority than Mac tooling, and being unable to use that. He also does a lot of research, data processing, and a lot of those research tools build for Windows before they ever get built for Mac. And he was, so like, I don't know if you run Parallels on your Mac to be able to boot into a Windows, which I think there's been some changes to how Parallels works now too with Apple Silicon, that it makes that more difficult to, or more hard drive intensive to do. But those are his problems. Those aren't generalizable problems, to be honest. Not a lot of people have those issues.
I don't know. I think everybody, it's just like people who prefer, like, do you prefer a Canon? Do you prefer a Nikon? Do you prefer a Sony? So many different tools to choose from.
Have you updated? Are you a Canon camera user?
I actually learned on a Nikon
Okay.
how to take photos, and I've never bought any other camera just because I learned on a Nikon. So I think that it was just easier for me. But here, I definitely used the Fujifilm camera.
Okay, the mirrorless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what we typically use for like projects in the digital media lab. And then also my phone. Like, surprisingly, phones are really good cameras now. So I've done a lot of like footage on my phone that's 4K, looks great. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm totally in the same place. I often find myself like planning to use some specialized DSLR and then eventually realizing I actually could just use a phone.
Yeah, and a tripod. Like, it doesn't really take that much. Like, we had to film some photos for these workshops that I was helping out with, and we used we literally used the phone cameras for all of that. And there's even a video too on the library's page that the Digital Media Lab student staffers, Tim and I worked on, that showed like how to use a Fujifilm mirrorless camera and how to use your iPhone to record video. So, and they're like, the videos came out similar quality, like arguably. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with your phone. You don't need all of that fancy stuff.
A colleague from Delta and I have been playing around with the new firmware for Canon that allows you to shoot 400 megapixel images on a Canon Rebel.
Ooh,
it's like firmware version 1.81 for the Rebel. It's like a huge jump. That's this crazy contraption that's off screen for our audience right now. That's like what we're doing with it right now is we just updated this Canon camera to take 400 megapixel images with a sensor that was originally meant to be capped at like 25 or 40 megapixels, and it's doing it all via software. It's not like the size of the chip in there got larger.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that's AI. I don't know. Is that AI?
Mind-blowing. I have to take this in.
10 times the resolution of my phone's highest res mode.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, here at the libraries, we have so many tools for the campus community to use if you want to make media, produce really high quality stuff. Like, definitely come to the Creativity Studios. Have we even talked about that in these videos? I don't think we've.
We usually do a plug at the end.
Okay, yeah, we'll make sure that we say
No
that.
such thing as too many plugs for those services.
Exactly.
Summer's a great time to start making something. The studios will be totally open, probably like 12 to 5-ish for most of the spaces, wider hours for others. We're here, we're going to be staffed, we'll have students who will be able to help you as you're trying to start a new hobby or start making a new thing. Summers are a great time to get started. Lots of our most frequent users started by being here a lot over a summer. So, and we're also totally available virtually too. We can do Zooms with you if you're making something wherever you're spending your summer.
So helpful, especially for students. Like, I know that a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking through is going to be like, the planning will take place over the summer. So I for sure will be, well, for one, I'm working here. But as a student, I'm going to be consulting with people in the library so that I can prepare to like showcase stuff, do more workshops with students and other people on campus and all of that. And it's funny because the people that you find coming into the spaces the most are the ones who, in my opinion, become more comfortable with the tools that they're using, because initially you might be intimidated. Like, there's a lot of expensive stuff here. But once you play around with it and get more acclimated to it, then you feel more comfortable using it. Okay, so we can look at the video now. I think first we should probably like replay the Kill Bill scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put that up here and I'm gonna play that. I don't know if they'll hear sound. Are they going to hear sound?
let it rip.
Okay.
One ticket to Tokyo.
Ooh, so just to recap, we're only doing the first part of this scene, so I'm gonna stop it when we get to it.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Okay, so that's the Kill Bill scene. I did just realize that I didn't put the sword in here, but let's just pretend that I brought in an image of a sword and put it in the scene. What is it, the Hattori Hanzo sword?
You're going beyond my knowledge here.
I think that's what it's called. I remember I was looking this up recently. Okay, so we saw the original clip. Let's look at what we made.
And they can hear audio from this, by the way.
Oh, they can?
They can. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I don't think we put the actual instrumental in here, so.
Have you? Okay, I'm so glad you said something about the instrumental. There's currently a commercial that plays on TV for like Kia or something that uses the same sound as the background to this scene, and every time my head like pops up from the couch.
Okay,
like,
I haven't seen that because I would definitely be like, wait a second, like that's.
It's like the crazy little trumpet thing from the beginning of this.
Now I wonder what song that is. Like, what's the original song?
Yeah, knowing Tarantino, it's probably an oft-used song that we should recognize because he's always kind of just lifting stuff from other things, right? I'll try to look up what this song is.
Yeah, the art of the remakes. So we don't have the music in here. We do have the audio of the bride saying "One ticket to Tokyo, please," which is probably most important here. But I think the music adds to it as well. So maybe we can get that and pull it in here. But let's just watch it without that.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Okay.
The song is The Green Hornet Theme by Al Hurt.
Do you think we have time to bring that in here?
I'm sure you could grab it from somewhere. It seems like it's a very famous song.
Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. What's the title again?
The Green Hornet Theme by Al Hurt. Hirt. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go to a YouTube converter. Hopefully this one works. We need the MP3.
I'll tell you a little bit about Al Hurt as we... he had a great nickname. He was known as the Round Mound of Sound. Which is,
the Round Mound of Sound?
he's in the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Received 21 Grammy nominations over his life. Seems like he comes from like the kind of like Louisiana big band scene.
Oh, okay. So the sounds I can now hear, like how that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got the Green Hornet theme by Al Hurt downloading. Just the MP3, and then I'm gonna bring it in, drop it onto the remaining footage, which I don't think I color graded, but of course, like if we had more time, we would color grade all of that. You know, fix things up, but quick and dirty is
Quick and dirty.
All right, so we've got our file. Let's bring it in here. It should show up in our downloads folder. I think that's where I saved it. Green Hornet.
So the show that theme was recorded for, the 1960s Green Hornet show that was on ABC, Bruce Lee was in it.
Really?
Yeah. So I kind of wonder if that's like if there's more connections to kind of.
Yeah, because,
It's a considered like a breakthrough in like television martial arts genre in America. So that makes sense to match with Kill Bill, I guess.
Quentin Tarantino will really be doing the research here.
Well, he's definitely a child of the 60s. Like,
This was like his time. Okay, so we need that audio to start here. I actually don't know if this is even like the right part of the audio, because can we hear the audio? I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, you've got monitor headphones that are plugged in.
Oh, okay. Cool. So let me see if this is the right section. Okay, so starts. Starts about right here.
yeah, that was naturally just pretty close.
Yeah, it was. I actually really like this instrumental. It's like very cool.
I bet if you go to Who Sampled, there's like a bunch of
People
famous
who have
samples of
sampled
this.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which just one of the most like joyful sites on the internet.
I am obsessed with Who Sampled. I'm literally on there all the time. Most of my audio library is like like I literally have a sampled playlist.
Yeah, there's
with just samples.
there's dozens of artists that I listen to extensively simply because I like found a Who Sampled page and found out MF Doom sampled them like 30 years ago.
And I don't know if you've seen that the New York Times did a feature on Jay Dilla.
Oh, I had not seen that.
That
I love Dilla.
is like actually really good. I mean, I'm saying actually like it was going to be bad, but yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, very sad story.
Yes,
but
definitely.
like a lot of, I don't know, he brought a lot of people a lot of joy.
And I think one of the things they talked about is how like a lot of people didn't even really know about him or his work until after he passed away.
Mhm.
So I think that doing stuff like a documentary on Hulu or whatever is like a good way to continue to get his legacy out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is way longer than the footage, so I'm just shortening this. I don't know why I forgot where all my controls are, so y'all have to bear with me.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever read the Wikipedia page for Donuts, but the studio of record for Donuts is Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. He produced the
yeah.
entirety of the album from his hospital room. And it's just like, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but it's one of like the most acclaimed instrumental albums of the last however many decades. Like, pretty incredible to think about.
And it's also, because I think that, like, it was one of the things they talked about in the documentary was how it's really hard to listen to, like, the Donuts album for his family.
Yes.
Because he had a lot of songs that were, like, letters to his mom
Mm-hmm.
or, like, other people, his friends. It's just, yeah. It's very interesting. But this idea of him, like, humanizing the MPC, I think, is something that a lot of people, I don't know, people have lost the art of production. Not everybody, but
Well, he's totally like, I don't know, him and RZA or something maybe like made the MPC the hottest instrument for 20 years, like because everybody wanted to make stuff that sounded like that. But his mother's incredible as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's like an opera singer, right?
yeah, that was another thing that was interesting was that both of his parents were musicians. So
Oh, I didn't know his father was as well. Okay.
yeah, the father was a musician too, apparently, and I think they said that they were like wondering why he never signed or like did anything really big, but they did have records that came out. I think the mom and the dad actually did music together,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Okay. Is that in the right place?
Okay.
Yeah. I can hear the music going in the background. Just needs to be cut All right, now y'all can listen to everything with the song on. So let's see. I'll listen to it too.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
All right, I think we got it. I think we got it. One last thing that I don't think we've shown is how to export your video. So let's save this. I'm not gonna change any of the settings because I typically just leave it as H.264. I don't even know what that means, honestly.
Oh,
But-
a student and I were just talking about this the other day. It's MP4 is the file format. H.264 is the current codec of MP4. We're in the transition to H.265, but it's so that MP4 can remain like a cogent file format, even though dynamics of the quality of the style of video is constantly evolving. So like we're in the codec generation that's for certain resolution and like driver sets and stuff.
Okay, all of that makes sense to me.
The mistake I've made a million times is be in the wrong codec and export to MP4 and it won't play places, or accidentally export as an MK3, which is like a predecessor file and like retains a bunch of editor meta information and can get turned into, goes through the codec transfer process to become an MP4.
Sounds messy.
Yes, I have had to re-render stuff a bunch of times because I've done it in the wrong codec, but that is my
Well-
understanding of it as kind of a layman still.
So essentially, this is a good way for you to export your video from Adobe Premiere and retain all of the settings and quality, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It just the video player will know what to expect about the format of the media.
Great to know.
Like I think YouTube takes a couple of codecs of MP4, for example.
Yeah, that's one place where I have not uploaded like anything to YouTube in a long time. Well, actually, does this count? Even though I'm not the person.
Yeah, we're
I'm
making a
not
YouTube video right
uploading
now.
it. I mean, to my own YouTube channel, yeah, which has no content, so there's no point in looking me up. But okay, so I'm gonna leave all of these settings the same. Make sure that I have the entire sequence and export it. And it says it was exported successfully as an MP4 file. Where did it save to? I'm assuming it saved to my Premiere Pro folder. Yep, here it is.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Go so fast here.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Definitely low cut. Yeah. All right.
Do we do the short now? Do we get the video to turn into the short later?
Let's do
Here we
it.
go. Ready? Are you queued up? You're ready to play? So what? I'll talk. I'll say what we just did. We'll throw it over. We'll switch camera to you, and then you play what, the original, and then our version or something like that.
Okay, let me get all of this stuff ready
Okay.
so that I can do that.
I love the streamers who just in their stream will just be like, everybody hold on, who's watching my stream. I've got to record a YouTube video that gets cut out later.
Okay, so where's our original Kill Bill video?
I guess it's
Is
probably
this
in
it?
downloads or something.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Okay. So we have that one. What happened to... Can I only have one open at a time?
You could probably put them in a subfolder so one plays after the other or something, I guess.
Let me see.
I don't know.
Oh, these are literally called the same thing. Dang, I need to change the title.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Tokyo. Okay, so you said put them both in a folder.
Or you could, I don't know, you could set it up so they're both taking up half. Oh, because they use the same media
Yeah,
player.
it's all going to be in the preview, so I don't
Yeah.
know how to. I think I can just like double click it that way.
However you want to do it.
That'll work. Oh, plus these are the only 2 videos in here, so. Wait, Kill Bill airplane shot. Oh, that's the other one. How can I?
Yeah, did the airplane shot make it in the? I didn't see it in the.
Wait, we didn't see that? That was like a big part of it. Did we not put that into the Premiere profile?
I don't know.
Okay, wait, let me go back. Wow, I definitely literally skipped that. Okay,
I'm
need
glad
to
you said
put
something.
that-
I totally forgot about that.
Wow, that actually like took a lot of time and effort, so we need that. Where is it saved? It's not in downloads. Is it in?
Oh, that's in videos.
Okay,
I think.
airplane shot.
And there's going to be like 250 or something images, but then there will be an MP4 as well.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it'll be called like 0001 to -300 or something.
This one?
Yeah, and there's like probably an MPK3 and an MP4. Just make sure you grab the right one because of the codec stuff we were just talking about.
That might be the wrong one. Oh, maybe it's just taking a second to render.
Yeah, the correct one will be the bigger file.
Oh yeah, this says .mp4, so
Cool.
that should be fine. Okay, so, yeah, we're gonna have to move this stuff over for right now. It's pending. I guess it's just like such a large file, maybe.
Maybe. I don't think it should really be that big.
Should it be taking that long?
Nah, I don't know. I don't really know what it's doing right now. I've never seen this gold warning message before.
Yeah, the only time I've seen this is if something is like not on the computer, but it is.
Can you play it from that folder in Windows Explorer or something, just to make sure we didn't move it?
Is this the I think this is the right one. Yeah, that's it.
It's big budget effects right there.
Oh, there it is.
Nice.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay, great. We remembered that because that would have been bad. So we need the video only. Let's put it here. So we can keep all of that in. Sure how long this clip is. Okay, it ends there. There we go. Okay, so y'all weren't seeing the whole video in the first place.
Are we? Can you play it through in the viewport? Are we like cropped or something? Are we like tight in the? Not in OBS, in Premiere.
Oh,
Like it just looks like we're losing some of the picture at certain points. Like that looks fine. You can send my Oscar nomination to Woodcrush Drive in Raleigh.
is it here?
Yeah, it just looks like we're losing, like when the plane goes by, we don't see the full view or something, like it's scaled up. Yeah, there you go. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it just might need to be transformed down to fit in the viewport. What's it actually called? It's not a viewport. That's a games term.
It's the panel?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, player panel or
I
something.
have no. Okay, let's go to. All of this is open. I don't care about that. I don't think. I don't know why they're asking me that. Why do I always struggle with finding this effects panel?
It's not a Kia. It's the new Prius ad. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Because my wife is very entertained by the marketing for the new Prius. Prius, it's quick now.
Do you have a Prius?
We do. Apparently before it was quick.
I actually really wanted a Prius to be my first car, but that did not happen. I have a Honda, so.
We got very lucky on a Prius resale right before that became impossible. Like a month before March 2020, we drove up to New York and bought a used Prius. And fast forward 2 months later, and that's as good as gold.
Yeah, that's.
Or I guess
really
it's platinum that people steal from him.
I wish that were me. I'm jealous. I don't know why it's saying that this media is offline because it's not. It's in a different place now. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Because I moved it to the desktop. So I have to find it now. And let's just put it back where it was.
I don't think you'll ever see this stream, but the person who drives the custom modded Prius flatbed truck around Raleigh, if you ever want to come and give a presentation on innovation at the libraries, please let us know. You have the most interesting car in University Park. Have you seen that car driving around?
I haven't.
They just chopped the back seat of a Prius out and added, just like put a truck's flatbed over where the back seat would be.
Where's the car usually at?
I see them doing housework without doxing this person too much.
Oh,
I see
yeah,
them
we don't
doing
wanna-
housework in University Park over the last couple of years where they're moving a lot of materials around and stuff. And I'm absolutely fascinated by it.
I'm fascinated by that too, and now I really want to see. I want to see that.
Because I guess with where the location of the giant battery is in a Prius, it makes sense that you'd be able to just slash the whole trunk and back seat out, but pretty cool.
I'm trying to figure out why this won't let me connect the media. Usually it asks me. But I saved it, so I'm just going to reopen this in a second. We're coming up on time, but I think we're going to make it.
We're going to make it.
Yeah,
We're going to record our
just on
YouTube
time.
short.
Okay.
And Quentin's going to call us when he makes Kill Bill 4.
Kill Bill 4. I would like to see that one. It could be with the... Oh, I'm not supposed to do any spoilers, so I won't say anything.
Damn, now when the stream ends, I'm going to ask for your Kill Bill 4 idea.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay, everything's back. So
One
here
ticket.
we go. We got the airplane scene scaled right. And then the final scene. All right, let's save this one more time and then do the short. One ticket to Tokyo, please. 2. In documents. I'm gonna delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And now I'll move the final video, well, after renaming it.
Can you imagine in 2023 walking to an airport counter somewhere in America and saying 1 ticket to Tokyo and expecting that they're actually going to get you on a flight that day?
Was that even realistic though? Like in the, like, is that something that people did?
I don't think
in
so.
Airports, like to walk up and be like, 1 ticket to Tokyo, please, and then they just give you the ticket. Like, yeah, and you're going to Tokyo too, which seems more complicated.
Yep, international flight. You know, they board like 2 hours before. Like how many hours before the flight is that she's walking up?
Because it definitely seemed like it was like right before the plane boarded.
Yeah, it's like you're getting on a bus or something.
That's funny. Okay. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, Quentin cut the spot where she sits in an airport bar for like 5 hours waiting for her flight.
Okay, wait, now I'm confused again. Am I 1 or 2?
I'm 1.
Okay, I'm 2. All right, let's do this. So we're showing the original.
1 ticket to Tokyo.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Now, what's the
Okay,
plan again?
You've got the original, and then you'll cue the second one?
Yes, I will. I'll
Okay.
just double click it over there.
So, are we starting on me or you?
Are we?
I'm happy to go if you want to throw it on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone, we're Colin and Maurika, and this semester we've been recreating movie shots here at the NC State University Libraries. Let's take a look at a shot from Kill Bill 1.
All right, let's play it.
1 ticket to Tokyo, please.
And now let's look at what we created.
1 ticket to Tokyo, please.
All right, there we go.
Are you interested in making great cinema, virtual reality and games, or other physical making items? Let's do another take on that. Are you interested in making great media at the NC State Libraries? Let us help you. Let us help you make great stuff at the libraries. You know, they'll fix that in post. So,
yeah, exactly. It's
That's why you never write a script for anything.
it's the magic of editing. All right, so we're finishing right at 2:50. Like, we have literally 2 minutes left. Is there any last thing that we need to mention or say, I guess, before we go?
Let's look at some great exam week libraries programming. So we have
On Friday, April 28th, that's today, that's right now. This is happening right now. This is also happening Monday, Tuesday, every day next week. In the Seymour Rubin Visualization Gallery, we're showing the aquarium immersive study environment. You can see, you can study under the sea, very calming. Next Monday, we're going to have a bunch of cute pups here at Hunt Library. So come hang out with some dogs at lunchtime and de-stress a bit. Next Thursday, we're going to have an evening library libations event at the end of your exam week. Come have a drink at the veterinary medicine library, celebrate the end of the semester. It's one of the prettiest places on campus. And always keep posted for great libraries events. This has been a lot of fun making stuff over the course of this semester. Thanks for teaching me a bunch of stuff, Maurika. And thanks for joining us, everyone.
And thank you, Colin. Yeah, this has been super fun. All right, so I hope you continue to check into our live streams. We're gonna try to continue a series like this and others similar to it.